I will say at this point, I'm glad to be here, but this week I really There was one high point when a policeman investigating me said, this may be a silly question, but is there anyone who might have a grudge against you?
I have an alibi. Evening, welcome to Have I Got News For You. I'm Kevin Bridges. In the news this week, in London, 3 men about town meet up with their blind dates for the evening. At the Tory party conference in Birmingham, Rishi Sunak announces he is staying on as leader. And at the headquarters of SpaceX in California, secret footage emerges of Elon Musk preparing for his latest launch. On Ian's team tonight is a journalist and broadcaster who is currently writing a book about the nature of genius. No pressure, but it better not be shite. Please welcome Helen Lewis. On Paul's team is a comedian who describes her school days at an all-girls school in Kent as if Enid Blyton wrote Skins. So please welcome the star of 5 Get Trapped in a K-Hole. It's Chloe Peck. We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Ian and Helen, take a look at this.
Finally, a scandal-free government.
Things can only get better. Just a change of shirt, change of suit.
This is surely about the shortest honeymoon since that one Britney Spears had.
Yes.
Immediately, Keir Starmer gets in, and lots of people have said you shouldn't take these freebies, you're going to get into trouble, but, you know, he's a lawyer. He doesn't listen. You can't really spend years attacking the Tories for sleaze, and then the first thing that happens is one of your major donors is giving you all this stuff for free. And it's glasses. And you think, don't walk straight into it.
He should have gone to Specsavers, is what you're saying.
I mean, just like the previous Labour government, if you remember the Blair government, ran straight into Bernie Ecclestone, major donor giving them a load of money and changing policy. And it's, at worst, disappointing, and B, it's the same again.
Well,
big response from the audience. It's not popular, but it is what's happening.
Problems mounting up for Keir Starmer. Would anybody like to play a game? Yeah, what's the game?
It's called Fears for Keir.
Well, now I've heard what it's called, I don't want to play it.
Let's see if I can sell you on the game.
Yeah, go on then.
It's a randomiser. It's going to stop on a picture, and I want you all to tell me who it is and why they are a fear for Keir.
OK,
so,
fine.
Here's your first
Yeah,
one.
good.
Can I just check the words that you're saying?
Fear for Keir.
Fear for Keir.
Fear for Keir.
Fear for Keir.
Yeah.
I did
Fear
think it
for
was
Keir.
Feels for Keir.
Feels
we were
for
all
Keir.
going to be blindfolded and you were going to bring someone in and we had to work out Fear for Keir.
And somebody's threw me under the bus here with these pronunciations. OK,
Yeah.
Here's your first picture.
Well, that's Lord Ali, who's a major donor to the Labour Party. He gave them £500,000, and he's doing it for nothing. He doesn't want anything in return.
Well, he did get to have a pass, didn't he, to Downing Street during the transition period, which they then took away from him, which he was never really explained what he was there for, apart from just sort of vibing. I can't imagine a bit like he's sort of Bez in the Happy Mondays, and he's just sort of there just to kind of keep the energy up.
That's how I see him.
It is Lord Ali, who has paid for £32,000 worth of goodies, including clothes and glasses for Starmer. What do we think? That is actually a Stone Island polo shirt. That is how confident he is he's going to get Oasis tickets. Money well spent.
Well, he's given back the money for the Taylor Swift concert.
He's paid back £6,000 worth of
tickets. It's just odd that he didn't see that this was going to be a problem. It makes you think maybe he's not very good at politics. The idea that you're saying, I'm going to give back the donations, well, some of them, well, a few of them, well, OK, those ones. It's not exactly saying, yep, you're right, let's be clean and transparent.
I personally have a theory on why he gave the Taylor Swift tickets back, and it's because, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed this, Taylor Swift and Theresa May dance in exactly the same way. Like haunted marionettes. And I think he gave them back because he didn't want to get trauma flashbacks if he went to the Swiftie concert. He'd be handed a friendship bracelet that just said Brexit means Brexit.
OK, what was Keir's excuse for accepting £20,000 worth of free accommodation?
It's really nice.
You said it was for his son to take GCSEs.
That's correct. He defended his family staying at Lord Ali's flat so that his son could revise in peace for his GCSEs, adding, it's your one chance in life.
It's a bit unfair on the retake market.
And if he screwed up his exams, he could always learn a trade, something humble. I don't know, a humble toolmaker. What about his defence for taking free football tickets?
This is the executive box, isn't it? Because if he sits in the stands, it might be a security issue.
Yeah. He said he can't take his security detail into the stands, so if I don't accept a gift of hospitality, I can't go to a game. Don't go then, you dick. What historic event did Keir get a free ticket to?
Was it the Battle of Hastings?
The Euros.
Correct. The Euro final, Spain versus England. A memorable evening for everybody in Glasgow. Here's Keir enjoying a chat during the game. You fucking watch, Sam. Time for another fear for Keir. There we go, a pensioner giving him the wanker sign with Andy Black. Do you know what this is in relation to? Yes.
This must be the winter fuel payment being taken away from richer pensioners.
I don't think anybody wants the winter fuel payment to be cut. Mainly because it means your parents are going to have to come and stay. Everybody is angry. Check out this Daily Telegraph headline. Jeremy Corbyn was right.
That's like a sign of the apocalypse.
Was anybody able to articulate a defence of the policy?
Older pensioners, you know, I won't be there for a very long time, but it might be thought that they don't really need this, and perhaps they shouldn't have it. I think that's the argument. I don't buy it, obviously. God, I'm going to claim every penny.
Should we see a Labour delegate put it a bit more coherently?
Yeah.
Are you worried about the optics of all the various donations, given the fact that you're having to make that choice, or the Chancellor says Labour's had to make that choice to take away the winter fuel allowance from a lot of pensioners?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
It was a really miserable conference for Labour. But who tried to lighten the mood?
Absolutely no one, as far as I can remember.
We had Rachel Reeves, having been doom and gloom all summer. The Times revealed that she would shift the tone to offer a more positive vision. Here she is, trying to offer that positive vision.
There's a touch of Wallace and Gromit going on there, isn't there?
How did Keir himself accidentally lighten the mood?
Sausages instead of hostages.
So good.
Yeah.
I did feel for him because he gave a very long speech and I thought, no one will remember anything about that apart from he said, we're going to bring the sausages home.
I think what happened there is sometimes when I come on the television, my mates will be like, can you get the word unicycle in?
Which you just done.
James, you owe me a tenner, mate.
Unicycle, I'll have a tenner as well.
I think what's happened here is his mate, Labour peer Wahid Ali, has gone, if you say sausages in your next speech, I'll give you 16 grand. And he knew that hostages was coming up and he saw an opportunity. That's what I think has happened.
It's a product placement, effectively. Sounds plausible.
Can I just say that the night Keir did that, I was doing an event with John McCarthy, who actually had been a hostage in Lebanon. Oh. And I thought, oh, no, this is really bad taste. I don't know what's going to happen. John McCarthy stood up and said, as a former sausage...
Shall we have a look at the clip?
I call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The return of the sausages. The hostages.
It's so good.
Is this any connection with Liz Truss opening up new pork markets?
That is a disgrace.
Yes.
It's contradictory policies, though, because if the sausages get returned, then we've got no fuel to sort of cook them on. What are you writing down? Are you going to do that joke again, but better?
No, actually, it's nothing to do with you. I'm just writing a book.
Final fear for Keir. Let's take a look. Who have we got left?
Angela Rayner. Do we get points for this? No, we don't.
How long have you been doing this show?
About 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is Angela Rayner. Considering they keep telling us there's no money, Labour can't stop splashing the cash. What has Angela Rayner spent £68,000 of taxpayer money on?
Oh, this is a private photographer.
A vanity photographer. Have you seen what she's been photographed doing so far?
Oh.
So you think for 68 grand you would get a photographer who could remove his own fingers from the picture? Who will be happy about Angela Rayner's vanity photographer?
She will be, presumably.
Former Tory MP Jake Berry, here he is, talking about Angela Rayner.
I actually think Angela Rayner is a very, very attractive woman. And I used to have a picture of her pinned up. I had a picture of her. There was a book launch, and I pinched the poster on the way out. And
Does your wife know this, by the way?
Yeah, my wife does. Don't worry.
Okay.
I pinched the poster on the way out, and I had it pinned up in my office. This is where I was Conservative MP.
Sharing a split screen with Jeremy Kyle, and you still come across as the creepiest bastard there.
But he's done quite well, considering, according to that caption, he was a former chair. You know, be fair.
This is the end of Keir Starmer's honeymoon period. Just 3 months in, a majority of voters already think Labour will lose the next election. Put it this way, there are cruise ships in Belfast that have got off to a better start. Keir Starmer received tickets to a Taylor Swift concert. How times have changed at Westminster. In Boris's day, a Swiftie was when you impregnate a member of staff.
Before your wife gets home. So,
He did write a hysterical column in the Mail accusing Keir Starmer of being sleazy.
Paul and Chloe, take a look at this. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, I looked the wrong way. Paul and Chloe,
Yeah.
take a look at this.
What, are you going to do something?
No. Paul and Chloe.
Yeah. We're still here.
take a look at that.
Has it been in the news this week?
Paul and Chloe, take a look at this.
I think that's Tom Tugan hat.
A clean start, yes. Just empty your pockets, sir. Yeah, that's James Cleverly.
Kemi Badenoch looking for some mothers to take some money off.
Yep. And, oh...
Just a normal way to hold your wife.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So who are these people, do you know?
Not a clue.
No.
I'm not sure some of them know.
No.
This is the Conservative Party conference in Birmingham, the hottest ticket in town. Take a look at this.
There is a brilliant buzz at this conference, isn't there? It's fantastic, terrific energy, thousands of you here. We've got members, councillors, MPs, businesses. In fact, It's such a hot ticket, I'm surprised that Keir Starmer hasn't asked somebody to buy him one.
Rishi's joke there, an absolute fucking belter.
But it's very peculiar. I mean, the party that's just won with a thumping majority is absolutely miserable. And
Yes.
the ones that have been wiped out and have got no chance for the next 50 decades are going, this is great! I actually think the Tories do like being in opposition. It means they can attack the people they really hate, which is each other. They're certainly thrilled. They thought they had a great conference, didn't they?
I've got a problem because as a citizen of a democracy, I want them to have a really good leader, right? But as a journalist and someone who does comedy panel shows, I want it to be Robert Jenrick.
Which one was he?
He's the last one.
He was the last one.
One of his kids, his middle name is Thatcher.
Really?
And he said, I understand women because I've got 3 daughters, a wife, and my 2 dogs are female.
Kemi Badenoch has made a pretty strong pitch at being the biggest crackpot at the Tory leadership. What does she think is excessive?
Maternity pay.
You're right, the answer is statutory maternity pay,
Yeah.
which is always a good idea, winding up pregnant women.
It's not good having a name that starts with the word bad, though, is it? And ends with Enoch.
So if you pledge support to Kemi Badenoch, you can join her WhatsApp group. What sort of fun do they have on Kemi Badenoch's WhatsApp group?
Emojis, they're quite fun.
Yeah.
They actually write Kemi-inspired limericks.
No. No, I'm against that.
Would you like to hear a sample?
Oh, I
please.
think so.
Yeah.
We know Kemi's got the right stuff and won't fail when the going gets tough. Then it just goes to shit. Tom, James, Mel and Bobby don't delight the lobby, so Miss Badenoch's the one up to snuff. I think it's a cry for help rather than a limerick.
We know Kemi's got the right stuff and won't fail when the going gets tough. You won't get any money if you're a new mummy, so... So we say she's had enough. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We got an alternative last line.
Go on in.
So don't try and get up the duff.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, there we are.
Robert Jenrick is probably the favourite. Now, if your name was Robert Jenrick and you wanted to jazz it up a bit, so it was a bit more cool,
Yeah.
how would you go about that?
Bobby Jenrick.
And he's called himself Bobby J. They've got hats.
We want Bobby J.
Yeah.
We want Bobby
It's an
J.
ill-advised reference to someone who got shot.
It is also an ill-advised reference because, according to Urban Dictionary,
Yes, it's a reference to a blowjob.
in certain communities, yes.
Chloe looks scandalised. I enjoyed your genuine kind of, not Bobby Jenrick.
Yeah, but it's worth getting one, though, isn't it? What? I mean, the cat. What? You know.
Robert Jenrick owns an unusual item of personal grooming equipment. Can you tell me what it is?
A nasal perma.
It is hair. It's kind of related to hair.
Is it a comb?
You sound like you haven't come across one of those for something. You're right.
According to the Mirror, he has a special razor to shave his hands. What? Even more disturbingly, it's for his palms. Another of the candidates is James Cleverly. Every successful politician has a big vision and a slogan to match Obama's Yes We Can, Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream. Let's take a look at James Cleverly's.
Let's be more normal.
Liz Truss was at the Tory conference. What did she have to say?
I'll be back.
She said the Conservatives would have done better at the last election if they hadn't kicked her out.
She said I wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's become a bit like sort of going to see the lunatics in Bedlam, hasn't it? Oh, I wonder what Liz Truss will say. Go on. Say something mad.
This is the Tory leadership battle down to the final 4. The Guardian presented this helpful guide to the Conservative leadership candidates, after which the passport photo booth blew itself up. Kemi Badenoch told the Tory conference that 10% of civil servants should be in prison. So about the same proportion of Tory MPs and BBC newsreaders.
In Birmingham last week, Liz Truss declared, "I'd have done better than Sunak in the election," to which the barman replied, "I know, love, but I called last orders 20 minutes ago." You want me to do that again, cleaner? Just carry on. Just carry on. All right, mate. Relax, mate. OK.
And we forgot to do the round about the Middle East, so that's coming up. Not many series only have one episode, but this might be the one.
And so, to round two, this is the strength-ometer of news. OK, fingers on buzzers, teams. There we go.
This is the cruise ship, which I believe now has eventually left Belfast. It's been there for about 3 or 4 months. And finally it set sail, and they're just heading across the Atlantic now, where there's been reports of icebergs, but they're not worried about that.
Finally, it left Belfast on Monday. We can see how far it got.
Yeah.
It got about as far as Bangor.
Yeah.
Not even the one in Wales. It got as far as the local Bangor. And then it turned back, giving the explanation, "We still have some administrative paperwork to be finished." Where is it going now?
Caribbean, next stop, isn't it?
Closer to home.
Caribbean. Sorry.
Isn't it going somewhere in Scotland?
Yes, it is. I was quite flattered it was going to take in Scotland. It's going there to refuel. The cruise is meant to be a 3.5-year round-the-world trip. Why might one cruiser be seeking a refund?
He liked it in port and he's angry they've started moving?
One woman paid £75,000 for a permanent cabin, and she was kicked off for making critical comments in a private WhatsApp group.
Oh.
She did it in Limerick form as well.
She did it in a private WhatsApp, so there's also a grass on board, which is the last thing you want to be in Belfast. How have the passengers spent their days stuck in Belfast?
Having a good time. Generally, they all seem to be very upbeat, the people I saw being interviewed on the news.
One couple had this to say.
How did you manage to stay happy throughout all this happening?
Oh, how can you not in Belfast?
Yeah.
We've had so much fun.
We drank.
That is actually the captain and the first mate. OK, fingers on buzzers, teams.
Yeah. What an unusual thing to do with your mouth. I think this was the debate, which got a lot of coverage at the time, particularly Donald Trump's assertion that people in a place called Springfield were eating pets, eating cats and dogs.
Yep, here we go.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Perhaps he's seen somebody eating a hostage dog.
Kamala Harris has been trying to present herself as a sort of Republican light. How has she been doing that?
I own a gun, she says.
Boasting to Oprah Winfrey. If anybody breaks into my house, they're getting shot. What has been Donald Trump's latest attempt to grab headlines?
There are a lot of quite good sort of dance remixes of him, because he said they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live here, which actually is a much better poem than the Kemi WhatsApp group, and they could really learn a little something from that, frankly.
This particular question is in relation to Donald Trump launching a new brand of luxury watches.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Which cost up to $100,000.
Oh, they tell you the time that he should be doing.
Yeah.
Here's the advert.
This isn't just any watch, it's one of the best watches made, with almost 200 grams of gold and more than 100 real diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds. I love gold, I love diamonds.
Watches for illustrative purposes only, and is not an exact representation of the final product. It says in tiny writing at the bottom.
Do you know the name of the company that makes the watches?
Flybynightfatewatches.com.
They're called the best watches on earth. Why has a statue of Donald Trump caused upset in Las Vegas?
Is the statue in the form of a one-armed bandit? So you pull his arm, and then a golden shower. No, I'm not going.
Have you got a picture of it?
Do you want to see the picture?
Yeah,
yes.
go on.
So it's offended.
Oh.
Here it is from a different angle there.
Look, there's a little hostage there.
What is the title of the artwork? Does anybody want to have a guess at that?
Is it Naked Greed?
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
I like that.
The Little Prick.
Yes, the 43-foot, £6,000 nude structure is called Crooked and Obscene. Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication The Searcher, the magazine for metal detector enthusiasts. Search as long as you like, you won't find anything that anyone gives a shit about.
I would dispute your fact that no one's ever found anything interesting. I was in a field.
Did someone find you?
Yep. No, and I went with a metal detector and I found an Anglo-Saxon silver coin. King Edgar. About £5.90. That's not what it's worth.
We start with UK Conkers tournament up in arms over what?
Fake conkers.
Oven usage.
Cold conkers.
Very close. The answer is frozen conkers.
Frozen conkers.
This is Conkerfon in Hertfordshire, where one angry competitor said that using frozen conkers was cheating, pure and simple. There we go. Thanks to Labour scrapping the fuel allowance, there's going to be a lot of pensioners with frozen conkers this winter. Next, if you miss what, there's now a website that lets you relive it.
Evensong.
If you miss experience in life because you're glued to the internet, there's now a website that lets you relive it.
The answer is, if you miss sounds computers made in the 1990s, there's now a website that lets you relive it. This is an article for computer buffs nostalgic for the days of performing tasks such as defragging a hard drive. I'm not sure I know how to do that, but more importantly, neither did Hugh Edwards. Finally, while out with my metal detector in a field in Shropshire, I was surprised to find...
A metal detector. Ian Hislop.
Yes. We've got a picture of Ian here. You look as if you're building a joint with that guy, Ian. So, the final scores are Ian and Helen have 3 points, and Paul and Chloe have 7. Well done, Paul and Chloe. Well done.
You were brilliant.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Helen Lewis, Paul Merton and Chloe Petts, and I leave you with the news that at the new Ryman's megastore in London, after setting his heart on the giant hole punch, one customer wonders whether he could claim it back as office supplies. At a retirement home in Fife, one lucky nana celebrates having won this week's bingo jackpot. And in London, a new artwork is unveiled at the headquarters of the National Institute of Proctologists. Good night.